What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Kaspa today. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Let's get going. Let's talk about it. So things are looking pretty good, man. It's looking like it wants to see new all-time highs any day, any week now. Certainly sometime in August, if not very early September, I would expect that you see that. Something that gives me a little bit of a I don't know, gives the look that it might not be as immediate as everybody's hoping for, is the fact that you're being held down by this golden ratio zone right here at the 17.12 cent area. Consolidating below that normally would imply that you break out to your 786, 886 area, but find resistance there. So you might not be moving up immediately per se, but moving up, relatively speaking, consolidating, maybe even moving back down, and then sometime later this month or next month you'll be at new all-time highs. So kind of hard to say, because again, this is the kind of behavior that you would expect to find resistance in the 786, 886 zone, what you're doing here. But just because that's what you would expect doesn't mean that that's what has to happen, right? You absolutely could just crush this area, continue to climb up to 23.8 cents, 28.4 cents range, somewhere in there. But time will tell. Time will tell. Right now, your weekly RSI is very neutral, resilient as ever, definitely resilient, but neutral. 4-hour RSI is looking constructive, neutral but bullishly postured, as is your price action. So yeah, I definitely have no doubts that you're going to move up soon. It's just I'm wondering if you'll move much past 19.6 cents. And just because you do doesn't mean that you're on to these prices up here. But 19.6, breaking that, I think closing above that on any given day or multi 4-hour period would be a good look in itself. But it doesn't mean you have to go up here, right? Again, this kind of behavior, and looking at it on the 4-hour, it's a little bit more obvious. Consolidating like this below the 618, it doesn't normally tell me that you're going to run straight up to your extensions. That can happen, but just normally that's not what I see. Normally what you would see in this kind of circumstance would be a move up to the next levels, which is the 786, 886 area, and then you probably consolidate up there, find resistance. You come back to consolidate at the zone that you consolidated below, but consolidating above it for support, and then you move up from there. Then this next attempt on the 886 would likely be a break. I don't know. Kind of hard to imagine, because it's just basically asking for you to be in this consolidation phase even longer. You've been in it for so long, but soon enough, and maybe I'm wrong, maybe you don't mess around with the 886 or the 786 relatively speaking, but soon enough you will be at new all-time highs. It just might not be, I would think sometime probably toward the end of this month, if not the beginning of September would make more sense for me. But if we take a relative high to a relative low, the extensions are at 23.846 cents to 28.4 cents. Absolutely, you could go higher. You could see deeper extensions going as high as like 32.5 to 39.5 cents, potentially even higher than that. But then we start, getting a little bit ahead of ourselves, I would say. But time will tell. Something else that I thought was interesting with Kaspa, pardon me, is the daily ribbon here. So if we're on the daily, we use our EMA ribbon template, which everybody has it. You just can't really use it if it's if you don't have a premium account, if you're just using like a free account on TradingView. But anyways, you're moving up here, right? It's a nice established bullish ribbon here, and it's tightening right now. You're below it. It hasn't crossed to the downside. If this move happens the way that I think it's going to, with the 4-hour looking the way it does, the daily looking the way it does, consolidating below the 618, I do think you're going to move up just enough, right? Just enough. You're going to go up to that, what was it, 16 point something cents. What was it? Sorry, 18.65 to 19.6, somewhere in there, 18.65 to 19.6. Well, I mean, that's definitely higher. Yeah. If this is your minimum target, probably like somewhere in this area, if you were to move up from here, and I think you will soon, right? I very much doubt that you would reject from here. This would look bad given the ribbon, but if you do have this move up, that I would expect based on the way that you look on these fibs here and based on the way your RSI looks. Daily RSI is neutral enough, but it can definitely give. 4-hour looks very productive. 1 hour is also bullishly postured, right? If these smaller time, my goodness, shorter time frame indicators are suggesting upside, then I would think that you move up. The fibs, again, the next level would be up here, which would then put you above the crossing here, preventing you from having a bearish cross, and really you're going to start expanding on this ribbon, and that's a really bullish thing in itself, especially when you have this heavy of a contraction. Whenever you come back up above it from there and let this thing expand, you're going to get a bigger move than you've seen throughout any of these runs up here. You're going to get a bigger move. And I'm wondering, it's not. Okay, I was just wondering. For a second, I thought that could have been a 3 bearish drives. It's actually kind of similar, oddly enough. Not similar enough, though. No. But maybe, I don't know. Anyways, different kind of thing, right? 3 bearish drives. It's whenever you have like 3 peaks like this, 1, 2, 3, and then you get the dump off, which is exactly what this looks like. But I mean, maybe it is, but it's just not like the ones that I'm accustomed to. The ones that I know, or at least how I identify it, it would have to hit one of these Fibonacci extension areas, and then the next one would have to hit the same thing. You'd have to get a matching pair of those, which you don't have here. But anyways, I digress. The main point, really the main point of this video is just Kaspa, breakout, move up to the upside a little bit, hit these target areas. It's okay if you don't break through immediately and see new all-time highs in the beginning of this month, over the coming week, over the coming days. It doesn't matter. Over the weeks, over the coming months, he will absolutely be at new all-time highs. I have no doubt about that. But just over the coming days, getting above this in the short term, getting above this, hitting that measure move, staying up here, preventing this from being a bearish cross, getting some separation, starting to unfurl this tightly wound ribbon, and getting some more positive structure. I think that'd be a really good task for you here. On a weekly basis, ribbon looks fine, looks healthy. It would make sense that you start moving up from here week to week, right? But day to day is what we were just looking at. And the 4 hours cross to the downside, but looking like you're ready to cross to the upside. Actually, whenever you're like living in the ribbon like this, finding support on it before it's even crossed like that, that's normally a good indication that you'll move up to. So I don't know, I'm going to stop talking. I think I've said enough in this video. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Kaspa looks like it's moving up today, tomorrow, like the coming week. Just I wouldn't expect anything crazy miraculous, but certainly above 18 cents, around 20 cents, somewhere in that area, over the coming week, if not coming days. And if I'm wrong, I'm only likely, I don't think I'll be wrong in this sense. I would think I'd be wrong in this sense, that it just moves up faster than I'm giving it credit for. So anyways, take care, everybody. That's it. Bye-bye.